Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about, do you need special supplements to do a long fast? Is it too hard to do a long fast, or is it going to be too painful if you don't have some kind of kit or something that's made to walk you through it, or something that you purchase to help you with that? So because obviously fasting sounds really hard, like fasting for multiple days. We're talking about a long fast here, a few days or more. And so some people, I think, assume that they can't do it. So they might want to get some kind of kit or something that's made to help them do it. So for example, there's the fasting mimicking diet kit that you can buy. I think it's pretty expensive, and it kind of has you eat these little meals, and it tries to make it similar to fasting. Also, recently I had a friend tell me about something called Burn Box, which was like a product to help you try to reduce your hunger and maybe some other benefit like burning more calories somehow or something. I'll tell you a story later about how that went for him. Didn't go very well. Spoiler alert. But are these supplements or these kits helpful, and are they necessary for fasting? So first of all, what are the pros of using some kind of kit that's going to try to help you do fasting in an easier way, like the fasting mimicking diet or other things that have similarities, that have supplements and other things that claim they're going to make it easier for you or provide other benefits? Well, the advantages are it's kind of a mental crutch. So it sounds less intimidating now because you have something you can use. It might not be that much easier, but you think it's easier, so it's kind of a mental crutch. It might help reduce your hunger, so it may be a bit easier to get through the fast. I think those are the pros, those are the advantages. I can't think of any other advantages right off the bat, but the disadvantages are that some of these kits and things are expensive. It can cost hundreds of dollars because they're trying to make money, obviously, and they want to make it sound like it's going to be super beneficial because now you can do all this fasting, it's going to be so easy. Basically, is how I assume they're marketing it. Another disadvantage is that sometimes you're not really fasting, and so you don't get as many benefits. So for example, if you're doing a fasting mimicking diet, clearly it's not going to have as big of a benefit on your blood sugar and your insulin and produce as much autophagy and things like that as if you did it without that kit. Also, in some cases, probably not from the fasting mimicking diet, but from this burn box, for example, there could be some health risks. So for example, my friend, who shall remain nameless, but recently tried this burn box thing to kind of walk him through a fast, and it had some supplement, kind of like a fiber supplement, which he took, but I guess he didn't drink enough water with it. And then he started having abdominal pain and having these other symptoms, and ultimately had to go to the ER and had a perforated bowel with diverticulitis, some inflammation of the bowel and stuff. Now, was that the only cause? Was he going to get that anyway? We don't know for sure, but it makes sense with the time course that may have been kind of the cause of that happening to him. So there are some potential health risks if you kind of don't know what you're doing with these supplements and things in some cases. So what would I kind of recommend instead of using expensive supplements that may reduce the benefits of fasting? Well, here's what I would say instead. I'd say first, you get some reps. You get some easy reps. So instead of trying to do a 3-day fast, just do some 16-hour fasts and then some 18-hour fasts and then some 20-hour fasts and some 24-hour fasts. So you kind of build your way up to like 24 hours. And then once you've done that a few times, it won't seem that much harder to go to like 36 hours and 48 hours. So I'd say get some reps. A lot of it's mental. And so you kind of need to just get used to it. Your body and your mind need to adapt. And mindfulness helps. So whenever you start to feel a little hungry or whatever, if you learn to pay attention to your body and what you're actually feeling, that's going to make it easier, because hunger is kind of, a lot of it's psychological and stuff like that. Also, another thing is whenever you're fasting for more than, half a day or so, get some extra electrolytes, especially salt, and that's going to make it easier. You're going to have more energy and be able to function better, to be able to exercise potentially, and so forth. Some good salt sources are things like soy sauce, dill pickles, or just salt. But there's various options, bouillon cubes, whatever. So electrolytes help, especially salt, which is another way of saying sodium. And then thirdly, use training wheels as needed. So these kits and these supplements, basically they're another form of training wheels, but they're way more expensive. So training wheels being things that you can use to make fasting easier when you're not used to it, like just taking a little bit of food as needed here and there. So common examples are chia seeds, mix them with water, of course, bone broth. You could take a little handful of nuts. Almost anything, as long as it's not going to give you a large sugar load or a large carbohydrate load. Almost anything works. You just take a small amount of it as needed to sate your hunger and move on with your fast. And so you do that as much as needed and kind of wean yourself off over time. And then you're kind of replacing this expensive kit that you didn't need. And the kit really has mostly no other advantage beyond if you do the electrolytes and then the training wheels as needed. So that was kind of a quick and dirty about whether you need special supplements to get through a prolonged fast. If you want to learn more about something called dirty fasting, which means you're allowed to use certain supplements of your own that don't cost a ton of money, then you can go to fastingwell.com/dirty, and you'll find my cheat sheet that walks you through that. And then if you want to learn more about how I got through a 7-day fast not too long ago, I guess it was like a year ago, the one where I recorded all the details, then you can watch this video right here, and I talk about the electrolytes and the training wheels and other things like that, and how I was feeling and how it all went. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Fasting Well.